Now, hello. As far as tax is concerned, let us also talk about indirect tax. I remember last session I gave you more hint about professional income tax. So today I'd like just have a short introduction about indirect tax, especially value added tax. I hope it is something that you need to know about. Now, by watching this video, the expected package in this video is the following. Expect yourself to know the meaning of value added tax. I assure you that meaning of value added tax is going to be explained clearly. Number 2, the characteristics of VAT. Take care. Number 3, difference between VAT inclusive and VAT exclusive. We are going to see some formulas and how to use them practically. Do not worry, very simple. And I know a lot of people are currently struggling with difference between just VAT inclusive and VAT exclusive. So with the teacher, the winner, you are going to know. Do not worry. Now, calculation of both VAT inclusive and VAT exclusive. We are going to see even the practices. Now, value added tax, it is called VAT. As a definition, it is a tax, first of all, imposed on the value added to a product or a service. Remember, product, it is something tangible, but the service, something intangible at each stage of production. Remember, production might be having more than one stages. So any value that is likely to be added to a product, now it is supposed to pay a tax which is called value added tax. Now remember, in Rwanda the standard VAT rate is 18%. It is something you need to keep in your mind to all taxable goods and services. So do not get confused about the percentage at which, the rate at which VAT tax is supposed to be paid at, but nothing else apart from being 18%. I hope that we are together. Let us have a look at the characteristics of VAT. Characteristics of VAT. VAT has a number of characteristics. Characteristic number 1 is that VAT is an indirect tax. Do you know why? We are normally having two types of tax. Number 1, it's a direct tax, which includes the professional income taxes I told you in the first video. And there is another type, second type of tax, which is indirect tax. So this is tax on goods and services. So VAT is part of indirect tax. So characteristic number 1, get to know that VAT, it is an indirect tax. Number 2, VAT is a tax on value added to a product or a services. So VAT exists just because there is a particular value that has been added to a product. When there is no value added to a product, there is no VAT. Take care. Number next, VAT is multi-stage tax. Remember what you call supply chain, from manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, even final customers. Now, manufacturer can be able to pay VAT, wholesaler can do the same, retailer the same. That's why VAT is multi-stage tax. Finally, VAT is imposed on goods and services that are produced either locally or imported. When it comes to importation, you need to understand international trade, that which involves importation and exportation of goods. Now, let us come straight to the point Most of you asked me just to discuss, just to let you know more about VAT inclusive and VAT exclusive. Get closer and understand the difference and how they are calculated. Now, VAT inclusive and VAT exclusive is something simple, as their name implies. Being included, you understand. Being excluded, you understand. Let us start with VAT inclusive price. When you talk about inclusive, you want to mean the price. That this means the price of goods or services, but including VAT. Understand it better, my friends. That is to say, VAT itself is including in the price of the product. Note that goods or services supplied by VAT taxpayer must always be sold at VAT inclusive price. You can guess the reason behind. Now, below I'm going to show you a formula to be used. Now, when you are calculating VAT under VAT inclusive price, you will see that VAT will be equal to a price, that to say the value of a commodity, times VAT rate. You remember and you know that in one is 18%, over 100 plus VAT rate. Have a look at this formula. This formula is very important. Now, you can be just asking yourselves, when do we use this formula? I mean, the majority of you are still struggling with finding exact the real time of using this formula. So today I want to let you know that by the time we want to calculate the amount of VAT from the price that already includes VAT, there is a combination of the two. There is base price, there is even VAT, but you want to know to calculate the amount of VAT only. We want to extract the amount of VAT from the price of a commodity that already includes VAT. So this formula is suitable to be used. Now, let us go through working example. You know, CBC is about learning by doing. Take a draft, take a piece of paper with a pen, and I'm going to show you how to deal with VAT inclusive. Now, suppose that a product costs this amount of money, 11,800 francs, but it is VAT inclusive. This is actually the value of a product. Can you be able to calculate the amount of VAT? Yes, it is very simple. Let us find the answer. Follow step by step by watching this video from the starting point to the end point. For sure you are going to master these skills. So given the formula, I hope you remember, VAT, which is equal to the price. I told you that price is the same as the value of a product times VAT rate over 100 plus VAT rate. This formula is the one which is going to help us in calculating just this amount of VAT. Therefore, VAT will be equal to this amount. It is the value of a product, you can see, times 18, because we are in Rwanda, over 100 plus 18, which will later be this amount over this. So finally VAT will be equal to 1,800. It is as simple as that. This amount of VAT, it means it is the real amount of VAT from the price which includes VAT. This is the only VAT we have managed to extract. So If this example is self-explanatory, could you please allow me to proceed with VAT exclusive? Because I'll promise you just to show you the difference between the two. So VAT exclusive, as its name implies, means the price of goods or service that is not final cost. Do you know what it means? It means the VAT has not yet been added. That's why it is called VAT exclusive. It is the price of goods and services that is not final cost, where the VAT has not yet been added. Now here there is also specific formula to be used, that this one, VAT equivalent to price. Remember, this is the value of commodity times VAT rate over 100. This is as simple as that. You can see that this formula is quite different from the one I have showed you just at VAT inclusive. Now we are going to see that VAT will be equal to price times VAT rate over 100. Now again, when do we use this formula? When do we use this formula? Number one, when you have net price. When I say net price, I want to mean base price, I want to mean original price. In the other way, it means a price of a commodity but without VAT. That's why it is called VAT exclusive. This is by the moment we have this situation, that formula is likely to be used. So practical activity can help us. Number one, if the net price of a product is 10,000 Rwandan francs, take an example of a particular product which has a value of 10,000 but VAT exclusive. Now we are required to calculate the amount of VAT. I hope that you can manage by using that formula. That's why we are going to collaborate and find solution together. Now let us find the answer. Now given that formula, VAT equivalent to price times VAT rate of 100, now VAT will be equal to 10,000 times 18 over 100. VAT will be this amount over this amount. Finally VAT will be equal to 1,800. It is also something simple. Do not get afraid when it comes to VAT related calculations. Now therefore, the total price including VAT is, of course, base price, which has been initially 10,000 plus VAT, the amount of VAT. You can see amount of VAT. Now it will be equal 11,800. This is the total price including VAT, will be this amount. I hope it is something very understandable to everyone. Now I cannot leave you without eliminating your confusions, but in total, that's why I would like to give you something to keep in mind. Now keep in mind the following. Keep in mind the following, my friends. Number one, use this formula, VAT equivalent to this, especially when you have original price or base price or net price and you need to know the value of VAT. Take care, this formula will be suitable. Number two, when you have a price that already includes VAT, use this formula. Use this formula, please. Sometimes people get confused about the difference between those two formulas. One is times 18, another one is times 100 over this amount. So you will use this when you have a price that already includes VAT, just to find base or net or original price of a product without VAT. But you will use this when you have original price and you need to know the value of VAT. Is something simple. Now, without taking much of a time, as we are concluding, I know, dear my students, dear fellow audience, I cannot leave you without giving you a homework.